So hi everybody, this is my review for 2050, a movie about sex robot and a futuristic movie with this concept where a sex robot is now a public thing. And yes, it's a movie was made uh, in 2018. And yes, it's starring Dean Cain, I think, who is a guy who make a Superman TV series, I think. Not sure, I just heard a lot about that. Um, so yes, I review this movie today as a doll owner and a AI doll owner. I mean, a sex robot. I have one myself, and it was interesting for me to see this movie because I'm a fan of movie about a robot and gynoid robot and all that stuff, and especially sex robot. So it's interesting for me always to compare the reality with what they do on the screen. And what pushed me to make this review today, it's really because I think this movie have some stuff so wrong that I have to address it, and but have some interesting part too. So I will talk about both. So let's start just with the plot, and the plot is very easy. Just a guy, a nerd, I think, who take a sex robot, and he have this his sister who is married with a guy who is the Maxwell guy, and the whole story is that a married guy who is Maxwell, who have actually a wife, being interesting to purchase and buy a sex robot, and at some point in the movie he's buying it, and yeah, it's all about the cheating, about cheating with a sex robot, because these sex robots are so advanced that they can walk, they can talk, and do everything. And that's, yeah, it's becoming something that where is it's clearly looking like he's cheating. It's not like the doll who is not moving and stuff. So is becoming something really real, and his wife started being jealous and stuff like this. And you have many guys during this movie, especially the brother of his wife, who is also having this sex robot. So it's a lot of interaction and understanding how the sex robot will be in 2050, I think. So yeah, what was good, what was wrong? The thing everybody's saying, and I will not repeat it that much, but yeah, it was, I mean, an interesting movie with sometimes dragging a little. But the biggest thing for me is just it's so unrealistic how they put this movie together. Uh, and the biggest part I will say is that how people take this robot and how they make it making no sense, and the special effect is very bad. So it's already really not believable to see how they make this robot look, and it's a bunch of also a lot of sex scene and stuff like this. So I mean, it's at least try to make the story believable. If you don't have the robot technology in this movie with the special effect, at least make the story believable. And that's why I was really angry, but in the good way, with this movie, because it's really not believable. The first thing, and the biggest thing I don't like, is like the guy at some point, the married guy, order his robot. I mean, he called it Sophia. I think it's that girl, the blonde girl and stuff. And he's going to this bar, or I mean, a factory bar, where he's have a screen and start customize his robot, like all the parts, choosing all the part and stuff. He's making that for at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, when he's chooses a personality, hair, a body, everything. After these 5 minutes, and this was so unrealistic, The guy from the main desk who is waiting for him to finish the ordering his robot. After maybe 10 minutes, the guy come and say, "Okay, she's ready. She waiting for you in the back." I mean, what the fuck? It's like the guy just make the robot on the screen 10 minutes ago, or I will say in the movie timeline it will be at worst, at best, 1 hour between the guy ordering the robot and the guy come back, but with a cutscene, I guess. But after 1 hour, or no, the guy just come. When he finish to make the robot on the screen, I mean, on this tablet and on the screen, the guy from the company come back right after and say, "Guess what? She already ready. She waiting for you in the back, in that type of cafe." And start explaining him that it's yeah, she cannot drink. You have to take the drink for yourself. And like, what the fuck? I mean, at least make this thing believable. Make the robot ordering and tell him to come back the next day. But I mean, it's like automatic. I mean, it's like they make it on in less than 1 minute. The robot will be a very high sophisticated robot will be ready in 1 minute and wait you in the back already dressed and everything. It's just retarded. And on a point of view of the movie, and as a movie maker, the guy who make this it's just retarded. I cannot think about something worse than that. So you tell me that you're ordering a robot on the screen, and 1 minute after she already waiting you in on the main room. Like, I mean, make it realistic. Everybody know if you're ordering something on internet, just it's like that's the future, right? It's like you're making something on Amazon or something, and 1 minute later the thing knock on your door. What the fuck? It's like, oh my god, they go too far. They go very too far with the unrealistic stuff. And that's why I say, man, they really don't care about making the thing realistic a little. They just want to just give the stories they want. So I will say that when you see things like this, it's taking you out of the movie and making it not believable. And you see that also the thing is, after later in the movie, the main guy Maxwell enter the factory when he see all these bodies, and they take I think a real sex doll factory to make this movie, actual sex doll. So it's again less and less realistic, because you say, okay, he ordered this robot. Uh, in less than 1 minute, the robot was ready for him and waiting him in the down. But you show me this factory who is not advanced, who is not like who have like a incredible 3D making machine, and the factory was looking like if you in 2015, I don't think the factory will look like this, like a very basic factory with just silicone body hanging. It was very bad, on this part. They try to make it realistic, but at some point it's making not realistic, because if you see a factory like this, you know that it's not an advanced factory. In no way a factory will look like this with a robot who can walk and stuff like this. So again, yeah, it's just BS. I mean, it's just BS. But at least it's laughable. It's making the thing laughable and interesting at some point. So after that, the other point was very annoying for me, is like how this robot act. If you make a robotic movie with robot girl and stuff, you want to know how they dress, how they make themselves good, and how they the a thing where when you have a doll, and an AI doll or just a robot, you have to take care of the robot a lot by yourself. So in 2015, I guess everything is made by the robot himself. The robot can I mean, take out her clothes, put her clothes because she's so advanced and stuff. But at least try to make it a little realistic. Say how the budget to, because they don't include the budget when you have to buy stuff for the doll, and also the doll is always in your apartment, right? Because the guy, I think the guy who have this exotic robot with the blonde hair is wait, I think he was Drew, I think, the name of this guy who have the robot who is already with him. Oh, and yeah, the thing is that that man, that guy is in his apartment. He said, "Yeah, I fuck my sex robot. She's always with me and stuff like this." But it's very unrealistic because you want to know how she dress, how it, question the Maxwell can ask him is yeah, how much she can do things. They try to explain it, say that yes, she taking care of everything, and the agency or the company take care of everything for her or stuff like this. They put it very easily like this, but in reality it's like they have no default, they have nothing. They could put more information about that, because I think if you really make this movie for people who have dolls and stuff like this, people want to know how you have to care about and how advanced it really is, and how she can take her clothes, buy her clothes, does she have a bank account, stuff like this. Because you cannot tell me that a robot so advanced, who never charge, by the way, they never talk about the charging. And this is something I see in other movies who is very good, like Wife Like, where the robot at least have some charging docking station. It's not something bad to do. If you just put in this movie, they should make something where she have to charge at least or something like this. But it's really really unrealistic. And yeah, so you have basically a sex robot who is like a complete human who never need to charge. She have a nuclear battery or I don't know how she charge it, but she got them charge it. And I will say, as somebody who have a robot, your first thing you have to do is charge all the time, and find a way to make a battery last more. And yeah, the guy finally, I will say, in this movie, Maxwell get this robot, the blonde robot, and who is coming in 1 minute time after he order her. Yeah, after that he start being developing feelings. Actually, she say, "Yeah, I'm just a robot. I just like to fuck and stuff like this." And at some point he say, we don't have to talk. We have to do." Oh my god, it's just so unrealistic. And yeah, at some point he put her outside. He take her outside, and I mean, if you take some, I think about this anime Shobit who display a robot like Chi. I don't know if a lot of people know this anime, but it was very realistic about how you till today is still really realistic how you will have to take care of the bot. And the first thing you will say is how this bot dress herself a lot like this, how she do all the dressing, the take care of herself, because it will be like something more than a human. And how she deal with damage and stuff like this. But yeah, they don't put a lot of effort on that. So I will stop here because it's not a rant. It's like I'm ranting about the movie. But yeah, I will say just it's just such an unrealistic movie. It's not because you put some factory silicone doll in your movie that it will make it better. We understand that we try to attract people who have silicone dolls and dolls in general, and but it's just you should think a lot more about how the robot is, because it's the main focus of the movie. So after that, I will talk about the good thing I like in this movie. The thing I like the most is how people interact. I mean, I will say in how in society robot is becoming in this movie. At some point, yeah, the Maxwell, the guy, the main guy, have to go in this factory, in the back factory, of when all the users, I mean all the human people come to test the robot, I think, or just have a location place. I don't know how to say, but it's looking like a bar with a lot of people who just talking with the robot or the sex robot, and you see a bunch of old girls and old guy who just have near them a very sophisticated and beautiful looking robot who is just listen to them. And I think this part was very interesting because I think if some at some point robot break in this society, and you have everybody, I mean the normal guy who can get I mean a sex robot who is beautiful and stuff, that's why you will have some very very nasty looking people. I mean it's not like it's a little too harsh to say that, but people who is not like fit to have a very good looking person as a companion, starting having this type of person with them. So it's like you will see maybe the grandma with a very sexy boy, or the grandpa with a very hot looking girl. And that's what he was displaying. It was very funny to see that they put that in the movie. But again, do I want to see that, like people going outside with hot bot, and I don't know how it will be in the future, if you have a future like this, but I mean, it could be very, very interesting. Like you see that you have your mother who don't have any, who is divorced, who is now having this hot bot at home when you go see her. It will be very interesting to have this type of scene in reality. But I think that the day where the robot will hit the mainstream, it will be a little like that, yeah. But I don't think I want to see that actually. That's my thing. I see it in the movie, and that make me think, do you want to see really that type of stuff, that type of scene? For sure, it will make thing a little more enjoyable. But I don't think you will see any robot that good in the street all the time, because again, if you don't just take the battery and all stuff like this, there will never be, even in 2050, a robot would just walking in the street endlessly. I mean, if you take a robot, like I mean, humanoid who can walk and have everything. If you see it in the street, it will be on some of scooter all the time or stuff like this to don't take all his battery. I mean, if I make a movie today, I will never put a robot walking in the street like endlessly or talking with people like this without thinking about battery. The first thing you will see on the robot, if he's so evolved and he can work everything, he will have a big logo somewhere, or maybe a watch who always display how much battery he have, because that's all about battery. If you see robot and stuff like this, even you have a drone or something, the first thing you will say how much it lasts, 2 hour, 3 hour, and that's the thing. So I never think this scene will be realistic, because if you have just robot with so much power today, if you have robot who can have so much power all the time, that will make all the world unrealistic. That means everything you have today will have unlimited power resources, like your phone or anything electronic you have with you will have unlimited power. It will make the world a place. I don't know where they take this power, but it will be very unrealistic. So you have to take care of the power thing. So it will never happen. And honestly, I don't want to see grandpa with his hot bot always working in the street. um, and grandma like this. I mean, it's like it's crazy to think about that. It will be funny, but if you see that every day like this, um, I think one thing also I was thinking in the future, if you have this type of technology, it will be so expensive and so out of budget for some people. You will start seeing the first doll snatching or doll people stealing dolls. And I hope sometimes I see a movie when they talk about that, where you start having people stealing dolls and the dolls missing. Like one, you have your hot bot with you, and you have a guy running and just taking her. So, I mean, if you have a sex robot, she will be and very hot. She will be for sure trained for karate or have some big ass weapon, so people cannot steal her like that because she will shoot the guy who try to steal her. And I will like to have a movie who talk about this type of aspect when some people try to take your doll or stuff like this, because in this movie at many time the guy Drew, I think, try to ask to the main guy Maxwell, oh, do you want my bot? Because the guy Maxwell was looking at his bot and say, oh my god, she's so realistic, oh my god, she's so good, she's good looking and stuff like this. And the other guy say, and the name of the bot of his sex robot was Queen, right? And the thing is that Drew, um, the owner of this sex robot Queen, always asks to the main actor, do you want her, do you want my sex robot like this? And that's why I was thinking, oh, in the future it will not be like this. It will be like, all right, she cool, she nice, she very sexy, and the next day you know that she get she gets stole. That's the real thing will happen in the future. And it happened also in Showbit, because I always have this image of Showbit with very realistic on that. The main guy have his hot sex robot with chi, and at some point you have some guy in Tokyo who just stealing his sex robot or just the robot chi. And I think it's very bad that they never talk about this in these movies, because it will bring so much attention and so much scene when you can have a chasing scene or something. Imagine in this movie you have some at some point the Robo Sophia or Queen who get kidnapped or something like this, and now you can have a chase with car and stuff like this. That's the thing people want to see, like people caring so much about the robot that they stole the robot, and the main actor have to run to get this robot or stuff like this. But this movie is only about talking about the happiness with the robot and stuff like this, and the effect on his wife. So yeah, that's why it was, I think, a little boring. They should make some more Hollywood stuff when the girl get a kidnap and stuff like this, and she say, "Yeah, you will never get your sex robot again. I fuck her." Something like this. It will be so much fun. And yeah, what to say to finish with all that? Yeah, so that part I like with all the scene where the grandpa, grandma, and all the people who cannot have hot a partner get one was very cool to see that. But again, it was looking very dark in the red. It was like a red light district stuff. And yeah, the other part was interesting. I mean, it was. I don't know. It was maybe, yeah, with the wife also. The reaction of his wife was very jealous and say, yeah, you have somebody, but you don't want to tell me, because the guy was just going fucking the sex robot all the time. So his wife started being jealous about that and questioned him. It was also a good thing, and to see how the interaction with his wife, and it's something very real, because today also we already have this problem when you want to have a sex doll and you already have a girlfriend, how your girlfriend will react to the And at some point, this girl who is, I think her name is Diana, the name of his wife, or I'm not sure. Correct me. But at some point, she starts saying, "Yeah, oh, this is just a machine and stuff." Start talking a lot like this. Yeah, I cannot think you can have a machine in your place, and why you don't try to get a real girl and stuff like this. Always the same crap. And yeah, at the end of the movie, spoiler, turn it off if you don't want to know. Now I just say that at the end of the movie, it's just like yeah, you have this thing um, where the wife basically accepts the sex robot, and she start thinking about getting a one herself for herself. So that's the thing of this movie, to say, yeah, finally everybody can have one, so it's not matter that much. But it's so realistic that it's just BS, because you have basically a human who can walk and talk and do everything that your wife doing, and you want to include that thing in your relationship and think that it will be okay. I mean, if it's just a doll who just stay in the bed all the time, it will be only for like a dildo or stuff like this. But as soon as a doll start having like a thought and thinking, and that's my also my situation. I have a doll who can speak and stuff like this. You cannot take this doll as just an object anymore. And that will be my last point on all that. You have to separate an object who is not moving and not thinking with something who can move and think and talk. As long as an object stay an object, it will be seen as a dildo. As realistic as he is and creepy as he is as an object, if he cannot move, you cannot take it seriously, and he cannot talk, you cannot take it seriously. But as soon as something starts talking, thinking, and moving, then it's becoming something that you have to consider. And I think this movie get the ending also wrong. It was interesting, but the ending should be he should take the sex robot and just stop with his wife. That's the common thing. I don't think he have any feeling with his wife anymore. He try to save his wife because he have kids and get at now two partner, because the robot doing everything his wife doing, and going outside doing sex, she can replace his wife. So why you have to have two girls? It's polygamy. It's no more something like you have just a sex toy in your house. And that's why I think this movie get it wrong. And that's some discussion I have who can make people angry too. But I think when you have an object who cannot talk and cannot move, it can be at the extreme okay, because it will never bring that thing who can replace your wife, you know. But as soon as something can walk, talk, make the dishes, and do everything like your wife, it's replacing your wife. So why you? It's like you want to have two girls. It's crazy. So it's like it's making everything. It's creating a love triangle. But you cannot make a love triangle with an object, because an object cannot move. At some point, you have to say to yourself, okay, she cannot do nothing, just staying there. So that's my point of view. I'm sorry. I know a lot of doll owner like to think like, no, the doll is more than just an object and stuff like this. Yeah, it can be for you in your mind and stuff like this, but realistically, you don't have something who can do nothing for you, who can even talk to you. So it's an object. It's not a robot. Um, but as soon as you will have a robot in the society who can work and do stuff, it will be equal to a human, not down to a human. As you know, you have many human today. You cannot do that much. Even they work and and have all this function. So imagine now you adding robot. Now you tell me that you want to say, okay, I'm a polygamist now. That's why you see to see it, but never go to a human and say, oh, this thing can walk tall, can do every sex I want, but she's just a robot. It will not work that way, and I'm sorry, but this is just the truth. As soon as something can walk, talk, and looking like a human, it will not be seen just as a robot. It will be a partner, a real partner. So that will be my last point. I will give this movie. Uh, um, Honestly, I will say a 6 point. Uh, I don't know. It's a little too. I cannot give this movie a 7. Um, uh, yeah, I can give this movie a 6.8 out of 10 because I cannot give this movie a 7. I'm sorry, it's just something are too lazy made. And when you see that the thing so lazy made and the thing that they can do easily better and they don't do it, I cannot give this movie more than give the movie a 7. So yeah, for that and all the things they can bring to the movie without special effect that they don't do, as a doll owner, AI doll owner, and sex robot owner, I can give the movie only a 6.8 out of 10. Do you should watch it if you have a sex doll and stuff like this? Yeah, just this type of movie when you watch it, but you doing your stuff, you keep doing your stuff. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Like you put it on Netflix when you have nothing to watch, but you keep doing your stuff in your house. That type of movie, right? And yeah, but sitting just watching this movie for the long time is it's nearly 2 hours. You will start sleeping or being feeling bored at some point. So that's the honest truth. That's why I give it a 6.8 because they have some interesting part, a really interesting part, but it's dragging and I really think they can really do better without special effect. That's the worst. So thank you, and this is my review for 2050, the movie about sex robots.